Guys, I can't make this up. I really can't. I wish I could, but I can't. This is Joe St. Egg Benedictus coming at you with the video. Greetings and salutations, my dear audience, and all that. Shout out to my pal Mike and to the visionaries and mystics out there. Just want to talk briefly about this book, Expositional Preaching by David Helm, by Crossway, 9 marks, whatever that is. It's actually a series of books. I picked up this book based on, I saw it on another channel, not being reviewed, but it was just something popped up, and because I'm not really like online a lot, if I see books that are interesting, I tend to buy them. In fact, it just came today. Here's the box. So I started reading it today, and I knew that reading this book was, going to be different because it comes from a Crossway. It tends to be more, I don't want to say conservative because I don't think that's fair, but more reformed, complementarian kind of background. And usually those things don't bother me because, you get what you expect. And what I mean by that is you have different theological biases in every book. So there are some books that I read that are more, say, progressive or liberal, and there are other books that I read that are more conservative. Not a big deal. It's when you're a well-rounded reader, you have to kind of sift through things, and that's it. So I was on page 39, but I can't make this stuff up, gang. The Plague of Patriarchy, I'll call it. And I will show you what I mean. So I'm on page 39, okay? Chapter is Exegesis. And so far it's aight. It's aight. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's an easy read. This book is very thin. It's only total of, let me see here, 120 some odd pages. Quick read. Don't expect a lot from a thin read, but I don't have time to read thick books anymore, so I don't mind these short books. And it's aight. But I can't, like I said, I can't make this stuff up, guys, how my brain works and how things just work, okay? So let me just walk you through it. I'm on this chapter in Exegesis, and I'm reading here, okay? All preaching must begin with exegesis. All right, that's fine. To put differently, contextualization, theological reflection, and matters of today are held at bay. We should be committed to a process of preparation that keeps first things first. By this, I mean that a faithful preacher starts the sermon preparation process by paying attention to a biblical text's original audience and to a text purpose for those readers. All right, that's fine. Like I said, I'm just reading along. And he makes this first audience his first concern in 3 different ways. In one fashion or another, he. Now, like I said, guys, this is how my brain works, and it's annoying. Okay, I have to live with myself. So, I'm at page 39, and so far every pronoun for the preacher or the exegete is he, him, he. The pastor in his study. And I'm thinking, there are more preachers than just he's and hims. And like I said, I read these things with a grain of salt. I expect them. But just a few minutes ago, I got to page 39 and I saw he, and I'm like, it's kind of annoying. It's right on the nose, you can even make it gender inclusive, just say, the preacher makes this, first audience his first concern. That's fine. In one fashion or another, the preacher, I understand when you're doing singular or do male pronouns, I understand that, but at least somewhere give credence to the fact that not all preachers are men, okay, or Bible study teachers. So that's it, okay? I have that fleeting thought, as I have 1,000 fleeting thoughts during the day. Nothing big, nothing controversial, just I got to here, page 39, and that's it. All right, now that wouldn't be such an issue. I just keep reading. Okay, so it gives a few more things. And then we get to this. Contextualization. Okay, it talks about exegesis and contextualization, balancing the two. Exegeting the text talks about what was happening in the Bible and all that, historical stuff, and then, how to appropriate that for us. And now I get that. Okay, he talked about that previously. Okay, then he gets to this. And you can tell me if I'm being too picky, but... All right, contextualization is a good dance partner, but she should never be allowed to lead. Okay, so we're personifying contextualization as a woman. All right, that's as a dance partner, and she should never be allowed to lead. Okay, well, we're going to contextualize, we're going to personify contextualization as a woman, and then the one thing that is feminine in this entire book, up to page 39, I haven't read the rest because I stopped and made this film, is that this metaphor, this idea, which is now personified as a woman, now has to take a submissive role. Again, you can't make this stuff up, folks. Now, that's not the end of the world. Nothing. It's okay, fine. I understand it's Crossway. That's kind of what you're going to get with this stuff. All right, that's fine. But let's keep reading. Put her before the exegetical steps in your sequence of preparation and problems will quickly emerge. The trouble is that too many of us push exegesis back in our preparation, and we clothe the message in a short red dress of contextualization by focusing on culture and our ability to connect with it. It's like we want to spin her out away from us in exciting circles, showing off her long legs and high heels. For many of us, then, our greatest challenge will be to reorient what comes first. The first step toward expositional preaching is to treat contextualization like a woman you hold close. You lead her in the dance of exposition. It simply won't work the other way around. I can still remember where I was sitting on the day when this reorientation of mindset clicked for me. All right, let's talk about some patriarchy, folks. First of all, you have a male construct throughout the thing. That's what the word patriarchy means. Patriarchy means that you have a male-centered, androcentric construct of your image, theologically, in allowing your reader to assume, up to page 39, that a man can only be the one to preach based on your very exclusive language, based on a theological paradigm of complementarianism that assumes women can't be preachers. And so why would you ever put a feminine pronoun when referring to preachers? Okay, fine. I'm not going to force you into my theological tribe. This is your theological tribe. But the one time you get to a feminine metaphor is not only to put her in a submissive role, personifying an idea, but then quickly, within 3 sentences, sexualizing her? Really? Showing off long legs and high heels? Has the Me Too movement not taught you anything? Or for that matter, explicitly a long list of sexual scandals within Protestant churches in the last few years. Now, you may think I'm going too far, and I probably am, if it wasn't so blatantly, explicitly, one, putting the women in a submissive role in your metaphor, and then worsening the metaphor by sexualizing said metaphor. So, I guess women are only good for something. One thing. Making sure you're the lead, if you're the man. Never let a woman lead and dance. And make sure you have a woman where you can show off her long legs and her high heels.